and welcome to the Roughneck Minute, a movie by minute podcast where we go over the movie Starship Troopers 1 minute at a time. I'm your host, Johann.
And I'm your other host, Matthew.
And today we are at minute 111. It begins with Rico taking a good look at a tunnel and ends with the warrior bug screaming into the air like Skeksis in Dark Crystal.
Oh, God, don't get me started on that.
It was just the one thing that I noticed, like when they were screaming, I was like, this reminds me of Dark Crystal, where they're all like screaming in the air.
Man, so we had that discussion about Watership Down, or Watership Down, was it?
Yeah.
And Dark Crystal is another movie that probably wasn't meant for kids.
Yeah, I would say that. It is pretty dark and has a really dark message. In fact, like the beginning pretty much starts with death.
I mean, it was like this weird, like 80s, like late 80s, early 90s spot where you had movies like that, Secret of Nim, Rockadoodle and everything. It was all like Don Bluth stuff. Like he was all like kind of weird and like realistic. Well, not realistic, but like heavy hitting.
Yeah.
Like Secret of Nim, like things are dying left and right and everything. You got the creepy, I don't know.
Yeah, even the ending of Secret of Nim, where for some reason she has magic powers all at the end. But they're on the verge of death.
Yeah.
It's pretty tense. It's not just a well, I wouldn't say it's like kind of like a Disney type of ending where good triumphs over evil, but it's just, you knew that the odds were against him with that giant tractor, and it's so suspenseful, like for just a kid's cartoon, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, it's Don Bluth's style. I mean, one of my favorite Don Bluth movies is Rockadoodle, and the owls in that playing their giant like organ and everything. And at the very end, it's okay, everything's fine, but to get there, I mean, he had to go through hell pretty much.
Yeah, that is true.
It's dark. It's still dark, and also I hate to say this, but Rockadoodle, like at that time, made me like really question weird stuff at the time that I'm really not willing to come up with right now. But the lady chicken was kind of hot.
Everybody had that one. I mean, my generation had I am older than Matt.
A little bit.
Yeah. But we had the squirrel from Sword in the Stone.
Okay, yeah, no,
she was so adorable, and you felt so bad because it looked like she put her heart out towards Arthur, and when she sees him turn back into a boy, you can see her heart break, and you're just like, oh.
And I don't know, like it's this weird anthropomorphizing of like animals that make you feel for them, and especially if it's like a somewhat like suggestive and like cute animal, it kind of like pulls at your heartstrings. I don't know, but the thing is, like, I'm not into that like at all. Like my wife knows. She's like, oh, maybe I can like dress up as like a furry or something like that. I'm like, no, honey, we're not doing that. And like, not to disparage anyone who does like fur or anything like that. Like that's a thing. I get it. And I know it's nothing like sexual. Sometimes it is, but not always sexual. Like you just have like a fursona or whatever the heck. But I'm totally not into that. And it's not taboo or anything for me. It's just a little strange, but whatever, man. Different strokes for different folks.
I think like, well, in my interpretation, when I talk to people that are furries, that it isn't a sexual thing, but it's kind of like being able to talk online without being online. You're basically being your own avatar.
Yeah.
And I can get with that that isn't a bad thing. Did I ever tell you my meeting with the furry story?
I mean, we've played D&D with a couple furries, but
yeah.
no.
Oh, okay. So I played D&D with other groups of furries. This was actually before I met you.
Okay.
So they came over, they were playing D&D with us. And this was when we all had more facial tattoo or facial piercings, mohawks, dyed hair, everything. They came over for one game. They were cool. And then they didn't come back the next session. And then we asked the DM, who was their friend, we said like, hey, are they coming back? And he says, no, they thought we were weird. I was like, we were weird? I was like, why would, like, and he's like, yeah, and they were furries. And I was like, what? They thought we were weird?
Yeah.
It was just one of those things, like, if anyone should have been a little bit more accepting over like a different social.
It should have been them.
Yeah, and we were just like, whatever. But it sucks because one of them was a cleric.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I hate to have like that kind of stigma against furries because yeah, a lot of them are cool. Like I know of, what is it? TJ Del Reno's brother who we play with on PUBG. I guess he's one. I mean, he goes by Wolf all the time and everything, but he's legit awesome. I love him.
Yeah, but some people can go by a nickname.
Yeah.
Wolverine
but, like,
isn't a furry.
No, well, no. I mean, like that's kind of weird. Like his
He's
whole
just
entire
furry.
thing is
Okay.
his thing is weird because like I don't think of a clawed animal that regenerates its health as a Wolverine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they could just call him Yowie and it would have been fine. Like just some Sasquatch dude or something like that.
Yeah, but
yeah, fur people are okay. It's just it makes me like Rockadoodle, like trying to bring it back a little bit. Rockadoodle made me feel weird. Definitely the girl squirrel from Sword in the Stone made me feel weird.
Yeah, but Gadget from Rescue Rangers.
Gadget, yeah, I was just about to bring her up too. She made me feel weird too.
Yeah,
like any of those Disney like female characters that were animals were like, I don't know, man. What are you doing to me, Disney?
they do to make any of their character models more. Well, they make them very close to the actor that's portraying them or doing the voice for.
Oh, okay.
So that's part of the thing. So it's going to look more human because of things like that.
Then again, I think about it right now, and I'm the same way with, WWE. I'm like, what are you doing to me, WWE? Making me look at Finn Balor all the time and looking at his body all the time, and, Shinsuke with his look at my penis move. You know what he does? He's like, yeah, right here, come on.
But I don't know. But
yeah, let's get back to the movie, man.
I just think Pixar's the only one that tries to make any character look closer to the actual character that they're trying to make it look like. Dogs, turtles, the crab, the one from Moana. That was
Tamatoa.
It was a coconut crab, wasn't it?
No, yeah, it was a coconut. It was not really. No, he was just covered in shiny stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know.
The coconut crabs are in that other movie, Deep or whatever it is.
Okay, because coconut crabs have this like one of the strongest pinchers among crabs, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Just because,
but they're all furry though.
Yeah, but they are gigantic crabs. So
anyway. Tamatoa is just a huge crab.
Yeah, I just didn't think of him as like an Alaskan king because the legs would have been way, way longer.
Yeah.
So, Starship Troopers.
Yep. 9 minutes in, and it just took us to get there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, it starts off with just Rico taking a good long look at that tunnel over there. Like he is trying to figure out like, something's telling me something's down there, and maybe I should go down there.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, all that is hidden from basically the viewers. But we were discussing this, that even in the screenplay, and Verhoeven, I guess, wanted to make it just more obvious, but that Carl was actually really sending him a message at this point, like, go down there, Carmen's there.
Painfully obvious.
Yeah.
I think in his words, he was like, I think it was pretty obvious, he said.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm pretty sure people didn't get it, but my young self watching this movie, I was like, oh, no, that makes sense, because at the very end, he even says it. It was you, wasn't it? He told me, that's classified. Yeah. No, it was you.
But, this scene, wasn't this tunnel real?
This tunnel wasn't real. This was still on the same set as the Bug City. It was all like the polystyrene, styrofoam stuff.
Okay. It's just simulated dirt then, or like real dirt with fake walls.
So to get that to get that texture and everything, they had to kind of like sandblast it, but they put on like this kind of like sticky coating to make it all to make the color like that. So it's pretty much like a reverse. Well, it's a regular sandblasting, but they turn it down per se to make the sand stick on it. But yeah, it's super dusty down there.
Yeah. During the commentary, they were saying that they actually had problems breathing at certain points of the filming of this. It's like only 2 minutes that's in there.
Yeah,
of them in the tunnel, but they had problems breathing it on there.
Yeah, you can actually see it when they're showing their flashlights down there. Just so you know, just showing them around and everything. It's pretty dusty. I don't think that's FX. I think that's just because it's dusty down there.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they added the skylight. Because remember we were mentioning it, like how can they be 30 meters down and there's sunlight? Maybe they added it just to get some ventilation going in this area.
Yeah, because I'm at 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 50 seconds right now. But like there's a ton of dust coming off of this one dude's flashlight, and it's like a soft haze, in there.
Even at 8 seconds where Rico's moving his flashlight around, it makes the light look almost solid with like how much dust it's just catching in that beam.
Yeah, this is all dust. This isn't like a fog machine or anything like that. It's just dust.
Yeah.
It got so bad at one point, I read in the commentary that Jake Busey actually requested an oxygen tank, so he was taking hits from an oxygen tank from time to time.
And Jake Busey was really taking a beating in this film. He had heat stroke, he had problems breathing.
I mean, this movie was intense for everyone. I mean, like Casper got his ribs cracked.
Oh, that's right.
Dina got a concussion at one point. Making a movie back in the day, especially when you're sometimes doing your own stunts, man, it's intense.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Was it an Alfred Hitchcock filming where the actor and those two kids died from that helicopter? It's like the most infamous one.
It was not the Outer Limits, I believe, movie.
Was it the Outer Limits movie?
No, it was the Twilight Zone movie.
Oh, okay.
It was a scene where this like bigoted guy goes back in time to Vietnam and he's saving a bunch of kids and everything from like being napalmed and everything. But during the scene, they actually had a helicopter like flying overhead to simulate just be like an actual helicopter. Something went wrong with the helicopter. It fell and chopped the actor, one of the kids, in half, and then drowned the other kid.
Damn.
It was intense. I mean, and there's video of this online. If you guys want to like see something really disturbing, you can watch it. I don't recommend it because it does slow it down, and you can see it frame by frame. You see two people there, and then a second later, you see the top half of two people, and then the bottom half of two people, and you see one other kid going underwater. It's not pretty.
Yeah, sometimes accidents happen in filming. I know there was one pretty recent where someone got paralyzed. It was like a stunt woman.
She I don't know if she got paralyzed, but I remember like something happened to her scalp where it got degloved or whatever it was.
Oof.
Like her part of her skin got like ripped off, so it was just showing like flesh underneath it, and you could like pull the skin back or something like that. I forgot what movie it was, but yeah, she got really hurt really bad recently.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they don't happen as often as they used to, especially in the black and white days. Because black and white days, it was just like, oh, let's take a chance at this stunt. Let's see if it works. But, I'm just kind of glad that now they kind of figured out how to do dangerous scenes, especially for our enjoyment.
Well, I mean, like even recently, the movie that still hasn't come out yet, Mission Impossible Fallout. Shout out to Minute Impossible. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
But in that trailer, like there's an actual scene where he breaks his ankle because he's jumping from a building to another building, and his leg slips on the side of the building. He breaks it and continues with the scene. But it's in the trailer. You can see him do it, and it's going to be in the film too.
Yeah. Well, but it happened to Jackie Chan when he did Rumble in the Bronx.
Dude,
where
Jackie
he
Chan.
jumps onto the amphibious what's it called, that hover?
It's a hovercraft.
Yeah,
Hovercraft.
but it's named something like amphibious tours or something like that.
It's
And it
a
has, like,
hovercraft.
No, but I'm trying to remember the actual thing that he jumped on. Not the hovercraft, but the product that it was. It was like amphibious tours, and it had like a duck on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, you can see his ankle kind of
Roll.
yeah, well, rolling would be a good word to place it, because he's looking at the bottom of his foot.
Mm-hmm.
But
I want to say roll because you can actually see it roll from straight to sideways, and then his body's still straight, and it's not pretty.
yeah.
That's what I mean by roll. Like it's not good.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then he wore a cast that looked like
A shoe.
a leg and a shoe. Yeah, it was great.
Well, that's Jackie Chan.
Man, that
for
movie's
you.
good. I want to watch Rumble in the Bronx pretty soon.
Yeah, that was such a good movie. I remember watching it before it got released in the States. Someone brought it over because he was a huge bootleg VHS guy from who would always go to Chinatown and buy all these bootlegs on the street. And then we watched it, and then we were all about it, and then it came on theater. We were like, oh, we just watched that movie, and it became huge. So good for Jackie Chan.
Yeah, good for him, man. Though I try not to believe the blind items about him.
Yeah.
Have you heard any of those?
Nope. Don't
well,
want to know him.
Okay, I won't tell you.
All right. So anyways, back to the movie itself. When they're going through this tunnel, and Johnny says, but Carmen's this way, and Ace gives him basically the rundown. If you deviate from the plan, that's a serious offense. I think they hang you for that.
Well, no, so what first he says is, I don't know if you heard the news, buddy, but she's dead. I love that line.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the news, but
Yeah.
I heard she's dead.
But
you told me, man.
Yeah. But the thing is in the script, it's Xander that actually warns him, because he is the commanding officer of this mission here. So when Johnny's saying she's over there, Xander's the one that tells him deviating is it's a hanging.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, what's his name? Ace says exactly what Xander is supposed to say. Is that would mean a complete disregard for the mission. They hang you for that, Rico. Ace obviously just gives it that Ace spin to it. But
yeah, but in this one he's like, well, I think they hang you for that.
Yeah, but that's why it's more it's more of a delivery that Ace would give than if Xander did it.
Yeah.
So. But one of the things is, in this scene, when Johnny's thinking about going down to that tunnel, that's not in the script at all. It's supposed to be kind of a surprise.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he doesn't ask for 2 volunteers or anything like that. They just they're just going through the tunnel. Then all of a sudden they're supposed to be chased by the warriors from behind.
Weird.
And Sugar closes up the entrance that they came through with a high explosive and seals it. So they're sealed in those tunnels with all the bugs in Bug City.
Huh.
So after that happens, then it's supposed to switch over to what is going to be essentially just the beginning of or just the end of this minute to the beginning of the next minute, where it just goes to Carmen with Deledier. Because remember, Xander's supposed to be with him. Xander's not with him with the bugs, etc.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to know that they're what's it called? Splitting the path, or the decision that Johnny's made just yet.
Yeah.
So
my issue with this scene is he asks for 2 volunteers and then tells them to continue on with the mission. But who does he put in command?
You're right.
No one.
Yeah, no one is in command of that.
I mean, he doesn't say,
They're all a bunch of rookies.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's at least one roughneck who is like maybe a corporal or something like that who's still there. But
yeah, there has to be a squad command.
Yeah, and because I don't think Ace is a squad command, he just takes Ace with him and Sugar with him. But do we know what Sugar's rank is at this point? Because I don't think we do.
No, I never see any stripes on him.
So Sugar is a sergeant at this point, a tech sergeant. So he's in charge of like tech. Because no one could see that, I actually air quoted.
Okay. But it's weird though, because what they leave the squad with is whoever their squad leader is, and no communications because Ace has it.
Well, so because they usually need to be reinforced and make the unit whole again, so we have Rico as lieutenant, you need a corporal, you need a sergeant first class, you need a other sergeant, like a company sergeant and everything like that as well too. So I'm pretty sure there is an unnamed corporal that is taking command, but we don't know who that is, and Johnny doesn't tell that unnamed corporal, hey, take command.
Yeah. It's just, okay, everybody that's kind of important, come with me.
Yeah, because Ace is not anything. He's still a private at this point.
Yeah, that is true.
So
he's just a grunt.
That's my major issue with this scene.
Just no one's left in charge.
No one's left in charge. He just tells him, hey, continue on with the mission.
That is a concern, though. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Yeah, just send these, all these rooks into the tunnels, not knowing where to go.
These dorks, they're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Let them die. It's okay. They're new.
So, right after he looks down the tunnel, and he takes the two volunteers, they kind of make their way down the tunnel. It's going to be Ace and Sugar that go with Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like at about 55, 56, we're kind of transitions to inside Bug City, where you see all the warriors screaming into the air, and that's kind of where it ends. You don't really see why they're screaming, what they're screaming about, nothing. You just see a huge cavern with these warriors screaming into the air.
Yep. They're just making noise.
Yep.
For what reason? We don't know.
Yeah. Making noise, making a whole lot of noise.
Okay.
Trying to remember where... Oh, geez. It's a sample from a record. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. For some reason, I thought it was an actual pop song, but it's a... what's it called? A sample from a scratch record that I used to have.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of cool to scratch that sample. Yeah. So that's where the minute ends. You have anything else you want to add to this, Matt?
Not besides the whole entire who does Rico leave in charge. That's it, man. I gave my piece with it.
Yeah, that is. I've never thought about that, but that is very much concerning.
I didn't think about it until right now either, because again, doing this movie minute by minute, you think about this stuff like, who does he put in charge? And what is he doing?
Yeah, when you're watching a movie, it just moves too fast for you to actually think like, wait a minute, who's in charge of this group?
Like, I'd love to do a movies by minute, like on every single movie that I really, really love, but I don't have the time nor the patience because I want to find out all the dumb stuff that I miss.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Plus, also, when you do it minute by minute, it sucks to say, but you kind of ruin the magic after you keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, as we're coming up on the last of these minutes, it's kind of ruining Starship for me. I mean, I'm probably going to watch it maybe about a year away from now.
Yeah.
After we're done, because I'm rough-necked out, man.
Yeah, so am I. Like, I was thinking, like, because I was just watching Speed Racer, and I was thinking, like, this would... movie. Yeah. This would be fun to do a minute by minute, but no, I don't want to do it because I don't want to ruin that movie.
It's and that's the thing. Like, I watch that movie maybe like once a month with my son too, and he loves it.
Yeah,
and I don't want to ruin it for me watching it all the time, and then watching it with him and me being like, I don't want to watch this movie. Let's watch something else, dude. And he'll be like, No, I want to watch Speed.
Yeah,
plus, but right now he's watching Coco a lot
because that movie moves so fast that. Well,
it's longer than this movie, man.
There's so much blur techniques to it that I don't want to go through a whole minute of, I think this is, wait, what's, like, you know what I mean?
He's hallucinating the
yeah,
speed.
There's so the whole movie's a Jacob's Ladder. He actually died at Thunderhead.
There you go. Oh God, that's horrible.
No, he there's so much to go with all the effects, because a lot of movies CGI, and to go minute by minute of the last scene would kill me.
Yeah.
Because first off, that scene is so exciting, but to analyze it minute by minute, it just sucks, because at the last 20 minutes goes by like 5 minutes. And if you go over it minute by minute, it's going to feel like 20 minutes.
You'd have to, like, I mean, if we were to do it that way, we'd have to do that particular scene like one episode, because I feel the same way.
I would have to agree if we did that, because that scene is so amazing. It's still one of my favorite movies. It sucks that it rated so low on Rotten Tomatoes, because it's one of my favorites.
Man, Rotten Tomatoes is a bunch of crock anyway.
Yeah, and I think it came out, like, that movie came out in a time where people had more access to the internet, and it was cool to be edgy. And so they downvoted a lot of movies that were good, and just like, oh, it's dumb because it's stupid. Like, no actually real reason behind it. So, I don't know. I like the movie. I would recommend to anybody to watch that movie. It's very much enjoyable. I still hate Sprite and Chim Chim.
Yes, come on, Chim Chim's awesome, but Spritle, yeah, I can take him and leave him.
Yeah, Spritle's so annoying. I never understood, even when I was watching the cartoons, I never understood why he kept hiding in the trunk.
Ah.
Yeah.
I like the Dexter's Laboratory version of Speed Racer, where it's the monkey and he's like, "No, monkey, do not eat the hot lava. It is not candy." And the monkey eats the hot lava.
Well, the thing is Spritle in one episode actually raced the Mach 5.
Oh God!
But he won because think about it. Speed is about the same as Racer X, so it's genetic in a way that they're all going to be good racers.
I get it, but I mean, he's still young at that point.
Yeah, and he knows how to help build a car. Correct. In fact, one of the final scenes is them building the Mach 6, and he's helping him build the car. He pulls out the right parts for them to actually do the welding and everything. Mm-hmm. By adding his weight and Chim Chim to the car, doesn't he understand that actually lowers the chances of Speed winning?
No. What happens is, because I think the Mach 5 is a 4-wheel drive car, he's putting more weight on the back of it, giving it more of a... I have no clue. No. I was going to say, maybe a drag coefficient or something like that, but no, he knows.
No. Especially when they're going through the, what's the name of that race? The one where if they win it, they get the invitation? It's like the most dangerous race or whatever.
What is it called?
But anyway, so they're going through hairpin turns over the sides of the cliff. So their back ends are whipping out in order to make the car face forward on the road that they need to go on. They're adding close to 100 pounds to the back of that car.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Plus, you have a kid who's just like not strapped in.
No, he should. Every time he hits the jumps on it and spins, he should be killing him. Like every time. Should.
Like, the kid should be dead, man.
Or at least be like a very, very strong case for child concussion issues.
Dude, yeah. Casa Cristo.
Okay. So yeah, it's a Casa Cristo rally. That's the
Casa Cristo rally. Yeah, the most dangerous rally of World Racing League. And they try not to hurt people, but if you get caught, you don't get caught. You're cool.
Yeah, you just try not to get caught. That's basically it.
Dirty.
Yep. Well, where can they find you, Matt?
You guys can find me at AltTabMatt pretty much anywhere on the internet. Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, what have you. You can see pictures of my son bouncing in a bounce house.
Oh. Well, you can find me on Twitch and Instagram at JDASHD26. You can find me on Twitter at OMG It's Johann. You can also follow the Roughneck Minute on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Podcast Addict. Please subscribe, rate, and review us. You can visit our website at theroughneckminute.podbean.com for show notes and back episodes. You can follow us on Twitter at roughneckmin, that's M-I-N. And if you'd like to continue the conversation on our Facebook group, it is the Roughneck Minute Billet, B-I-L-L-E-T. I've been your host, Johann.
I've been your host, Matthew.
And we'll see you on the Balance Troopers.